Okay, where is Elaine? We have, the interesting thing is that, and I'm really glad that Vicky showed that example of the Nike store and some of the internal things, because this is perfectly comes into play now. So Elaine Scrima is a seasoned executive with over 30 years experience in strategic business and operations management, with a focus on efficient, innovative production and customer-focused growth. She is responsible for the day-to-day management of more than 500 employees across GSP's 4 production facilities in Clearwater, Florida, Madison, Wisconsin, Kansas, and Provo, Utah, overseeing digital print production, manufacturing, and fulfillment services, delivering over 60,000 signed kits monthly throughout the United States and Canada. Elaine is responsible for inventory management of both finished and raw goods, with over 2 million customer-owned inventoried items. That's a lot of SKUs, my friends. And that is why I am honored to have her here today to talk to everybody about working smarter through technology, especially since I have PTSD over SKU numbers. So without further ado, Elaine, thank you so much for joining us. Thrilled to have you here.
Thank you for having me, Deborah. I appreciate it. Vicky, that's a tough act to follow. I don't know how I'm gonna beat that, but so Deborah and I have been friends for a while. She actually lives about 5 minutes from our facility in Clearwater, and so invited her over to do a plant tour a couple of weeks ago. And she was like, I got to get you into these sessions and share what you do. And so a little bit about how I got started in print. I started, as Deborah alluded to, over 30 years ago. I didn't know anything about the printing industry whenever I stumbled upon the job. I answered a classified ad. I didn't even know that there were point of purchase programs that existed. I just assumed as a consumer when I would walk in that the beer companies or the cigarette companies or the chip companies provided all that in-store signage. I was blown away by everything that the company back then was doing and how far we've progressed in the 30 years. So when I started, everything was manual. Write-ups were manual. We did master sheet calculations manually. We ganged orders manually. And for the most part, when you think about how far the industry's come, back then, when we printed for our customers, everybody got the same thing, regardless of if you could use it or not. You would open the box. If you had 3 windows and you got 6 window banners, you would throw those 3 away. Well, that was wasted dollars for the customer. It was wasted material, wasted ink, wasted labor for us. We could have used that capacity for other customers. And so why did we decide at that point in time that technology was the answer? We asked our customers, and basically we said to them, if your print provider could do one thing for you, what would it be? And they said, right sign, right store, on time. And that was the basis for us to begin development of our own proprietary profiling software solution. And we've continued to develop it over the years. It is strictly, we offer it to clients, and we've continued to add modules and expand upon that platform. And I'm going to show you a little bit about that as we go on. But why did we decide to build versus buy? Because that's building is a pretty expensive venture. And we decided to do that because we felt that what we did for our customers was so customized that we needed to build and create something that worked for our business model. And so we hired a couple of developers and we started it. And we didn't, at that time, back in the late 90s, there weren't a lot of off-the-shelf solutions that were offered. So what are some of the benefits of this software? And I will show you some of the screenshots of what we do. But it's this, when you're trying to decide, do I invest in software or do I not? It's great for repeat customers. And when I say that, a lot of our customers, we've got chains that we represent that are 500 stores, 3,000 stores, 2,000 stores. It would be impossible for us to sit and manually calculate out what each of those locations should receive. And so we decided that we could use the software internally to determine the correct sizes, the correct quantities, and what goes to what stores. And so what we wanted to do was create a one-stop shop for our customers. So we already did the printing, we already did the design, and we did fulfillment. So the software seemed like a natural progression for us to add into our portfolio. The system acts, our software system acts like a big colander. So when you're straining your spaghetti and you put everything in there, the stuff that you want to stay in there stays in, and the stuff that you want to fall through falls through. And that's what the software does. So basically what we do, or what we've done, is we create with our customers a survey tailored to their needs. And so whatever information they want to compile together. So it could be certain sign types, it can be certain quantities of signs that they want, it can be legal constraints. I can't advertise beer within X amount of feet if I'm within a school, or I can only advertise cold beer, I can't advertise a price point on my beer signage. There's also architectural constraints. How many doors, how many windows, how many pumps? Is there a frame on the side of the building? Is there a frame on the poles? Those types of things. And basically, once we put that through the sieve, it creates a summary for the customer, priced to approve. So it gives them the correct quantity. So if a store only has 4 windows, it'll get 4 window banners. If a store's got 6 pumps, it'll get 12 pump topper extenders. It gives all of the correct quantities based on the location. So great cost savings for our customer, because now they weren't buying prints that the store managers were just throwing out. And it was more effective for us because we weren't printing thousands of something when we really only needed maybe 1,200 as an example. So the front end, which is it's an order entry process, ties into our back end. Well, so it helps control all of our warehouse, both inventory management of raw goods. It calculates all our production scheduling. It calculates all our ganging. It will even make suggestions on a more efficient size of material or a different layout to maximize our number up on a sheet. And it produces our in-house production orders, as well as store-specific pack slips to fulfill from. So it will even take that information and create a store-specific planogram. So I'm going to give you some examples. I want to show you a couple examples of what we can do. So this would be an example of a store that we would potentially go out and survey. You see all the different signage opportunities that exist in this location. As an example, you've got counter cards. In some instances, we would have floor graphics here. You've got hang tags, those types of things. So this would be an example of what we would do is we would take pictures, and we create these profiles. So here's all these building descriptors, all the different elements of the store. And this is available. The customers can see this. They can access this. They have, we developed a mobile app. So when they're on site, they can actually look at their database information and go, hey, we remodeled this store. I've got 12 pumps now instead of 6 pumps. So I need to update the database, and it's live. So as soon as they make that change in the system, even if they're standing in a store in Des Moines, Iowa, our database updates. When we go to do the next order, we automatically have that information built in. It also can hold schematics, so what the floor layout looks like. And what it does for our customers is that there's no, anybody in the company of our customer can use it. Real estate, operations, marketing, engineering, HR, and it houses all the information in one central location. So there's no more multiple versions of Excel spreadsheets that people don't know if they have been updated or not, or how many versions exist on how many different computers within the company and who's keeping up with them. It's all cloud-based. It's Android and iOS compatible, so it's easily accessible. It provides linking from the from your corporate offices to the field, just for the field teams. And so it's one place to kind of manage all of the profile data. So you can have data in there, you can have notes, you can have photos, you can put competitors in there. So if you want to say how many competitors are within a 20-mile radius of this location, you can record assets, fixtures, any equipment, and then of course signage, obviously. And then you can even do, we have a thing where we actually, when we design for our customers, they can go right online, approve the design or reject the design and tell us what they want fixed. I want this bigger, I want this moved, I want this, this is the wrong price, whatever it is. It's all real-time data. It stays accurate, it stays up to date. It can help you with store walks. And then we can do planograms. So we actually ship this store specific. In some instances, some customers don't do store specific, they just do it for placement. But what this does is help the stores execute. When the store manager gets the box, they open the kit and they go, where's this sign supposed to go? Now they have a picture that they can show of exactly where that sign's supposed to go in the store. So we take it and we make execution easy for those store managers who have very limited amount of time. And in some instances, those kits have anywhere from 150 to 300 pieces in them. So it really makes it nice to be able to have pictures to show people, where these things are supposed to be displayed. We also have the ability to block spaces if signs are going to be keep up spaces versus something that's going to turn over. And we also have the ability to do online surveys. So the nice part about it is, instead of, you can do them as 1-question surveys or 10-question surveys, but usually we found that we have a better response from the store personnel if you keep it simple. So you want to keep like 5-6 questions at the most, because that's going to require them to go out, measure, do something. But again, it comes back in. It could be just as simple as saying, how many stores have this model of roller grill? And we go out and because they want to change them out. So how does this all translate into the fulfillment part of it? Because that's really the difficult part. But the fulfillment part of it is it's so unique, because we're packing, to Deborah's point, over 60,000-70,000 store specific kits. And we've brought in companies to look at different ways that we can automate that procedure. But basically, when you're looking at store specific kits, it's really hard to get a robot, as an example, to pack a box store specific, because it's different price points. You may have the exact same sign, but in this market it's 79 cents. In this market it's 89 cents. In this market it's 99 cents. And so our software figures all that out for us. And it's become a revenue source for us, because we actually license this software to our clients as part of our offering. So, and we have clients that only use our software, that we do no printing for. All they want to do is be able to take the information and manage their assets, manage their marketing programs, And so that's, that's the beauty of this. We continue to upgrade it. Like I was telling you, it's Android and iOS compatible. You can use it on an iPad, you can use it on a phone. It doesn't matter. And so, you're probably going, so why are you telling me all this? This is something that you do for your customers. And when Deb and I were talking about this, I said, well, I want to tell them this for two reasons. Number one, there are signage opportunities that exist that we never even think about when we walk into a store. And the second reason that I was excited to tell you about this is that as labor gets more difficult to find, and I think probably everybody on this call are looking to fill positions, and it's harder to keep people, we have to look for ways to streamline our processes and become more efficient and increase our throughput. And we'll need to transition more and more to technology to be able to do that. So do you have to go out and develop your own? No, you don't. It exists, it's out there, and it's something that can and will work for you if you need that. So Deb, I'm short and sweet. So if there's any questions, I'll be happy to entertain that now.
You are short and sweet, but mighty, let me say. I don't know if anyone else has ever tried to do what you were just talking about without technology.
Yeah.
But I was part of that for a little while there, which is why it completely blows me away that, the printing is actually the simple part of this.
Yeah.
No offense to printers out there, but hopefully you could all print a sign or a window cling and fantastic. But it's everything else you're talking about. The inventory, knowing that 69 cents goes here and 79 cents here. And this store, you kept mentioning pumps. I believe you were talking about the soda machines, right? Things like that.
The gas station, at the gas.
Right. Like, do they have two or do they have one? Do they have the round one? Do they have the square one? I mean, there is just, and let alone that you just said there's could be up to 300 pieces in, again, my SKU number PTSD is coming back. But I just want to thank you so much, because you're absolutely right. And I'm really glad that you, first of all, made it about everybody else. There's a lot of opportunity with signs if you're sending 300 things to stores, and also for just sharing the possibilities with us. There are not many people in the United States that do what you do. And I know that because I was looking for somebody like you at one point, and it was almost impossible. Everybody could print, but nobody could kit and fulfill with the process. So thank you so much. Elaine is a great resource. Connect with her. You will definitely get to see her more around the Printerverse and Girls Who Print. Now I've barnacled myself to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.